I am Iyanla Vanzant, and this is the R Spot. That spot, that place that we come to examine, explore, dissect, and look at relationships and the issues we all face in relationships. Today, we're going to look at seasonal relationships because it is my intention that we all have the information, the skills, and the tools that we need to make our relationships loving, fulfilling, and most of all, to make sure that they work. Acts of Faith, July 17th, says this: when people come into your life for a season, it's because your turn has come to share, to grow, to learn, and to receive. They may bring you an experience of peace or make you laugh for the first time in a long time. They may teach you something that you never knew. They may also bring you an unexpected amount of joy, so much joy that you won't believe it. But believe it, it is true, and it is for you, but only for a season. When the time comes for a seasonal relationship to end, it will end suddenly, and usually without explanation. Seasonal relationships are those ones that leave us asking why. How did this happen? But there's no one to blame. There's nothing to fix. And the longer and harder you clutch, the worse you're going to hurt. When the end of a season comes in a seasonal relationship, the only thing you can do is let go. Seasonal relationships, they are really, really juicy because they begin quickly and they can end quickly. Now, your season may be a month or 6 months. Your season may be a year or 10 years. But when the season is over, there's absolutely nothing you can do to make that relationship work. Because remember, every season has a purpose. There's summer when you get to rest and relax. There's spring when you're planting and getting ready for something new. There is fall when you're reaping your harvest from what you planted in the spring. And then there's winter when you're resting and you're still and you are living off the work that you've done before. And because every season has a purpose, it doesn't matter how long it lasts. When that season ends, it's time to move on. Here's a letter I got. Dear Iyanla, after 3 years of living and struggling alone as a single dad, I met a wonderful woman. She helped me get over my wife's death and filled a deep hole in my daughter's heart. She had a son, which is something I always wanted. We had a whirlwind love affair, and after 3 months, we moved in together and planned to be married. That's another thing about seasonal relationships. We often jump into them very, very quickly. Everything was fine for about 17 months, and then suddenly, the second love of my life told me she wanted to move on. She did not want to marry me, and she was moving out. I was shocked and stunned and hurt. I thought we were so happy, and for the first time in 3 years, my daughter was beginning to show signs of life. She had a mother figure and a brother. We did so many things together, and suddenly I had a reason to love and live again. Then, with no reason or intelligent explanation, she moved out with the promise that we could be friends. How can I be friends with someone who has ripped my heart out? How can I be friends with someone who has betrayed my trust and my daughter's trust? She said she was not seeing another man, but I don't believe that. What other reason would make her leave a hard-working, loving man? Another man, of course, means that she must also be a liar. My friends and family are just as hurt as I am, and they told me I'm probably better off learning the truth now. But I don't feel better off. I feel hurt and betrayed, rejected, abandoned, and mad as hell. Help, Iyanla. How do I fix this? Well, beloved, you cannot fix this because I suspect it is a seasonal relationship, one that came to bring you something that you needed at the time. Over the years, I've discovered that most seasonal relationships come when a person has suffered something tragic or suffered a loss. And a seasonal relationship, someone to love them, bring them joy, take them out of that hardened place, comes into their life, and they mistakenly think it's a lifetime relationship or a forever relationship, and they get attached. And when the season is over and the relationship is over, they want to know why. Why? Because the season is over and you can't make it come back. There's absolutely nothing you can do. That season was real. That season nurtured you. That season gave you what it is that you needed at the time. But the season is over, no matter how good it is. The other interesting thing about seasonal relationships is that usually we just cannot accept or believe the reason they've ended. The person is telling us the absolute truth as they know it and believe it in the moment, yet we want to know why. Why now? Why me? Why this reason? And that makes it even more difficult to end that seasonal relationship. But the lesson here is to surrender and let go. Here's another possibility, beloved. Not that she was a liar, not that she found another man. What if the universe of life saw your suffering and brought you some relief? What if you simply needed to know that you can love again, you can have joy again, and you can be vulnerable again after the devastating loss of your life? What if the universe brought you this woman to open your heart, not for you, but for your daughter? Because if you were in sorrow and suffering, there was a part of you, single dad, that wasn't available to her. And what if this woman was an angel who took time out of her life just to bring you some joy? Or what if she came to the point where she understood that who you are and who she is eventually was not going to work? And rather than wait till there was an upset or a breakdown, she left while things were good. You know, few people have the courage to do that. They don't leave when it's good. They wait until there's something wrong. Or what if she did meet somebody else? Someone with whom she had a deeper connection than the one she had with you. That doesn't make it about you. That makes it about her taking responsibility to meet her own needs. And what if, rather than cheat on you or betray you, she left and left you with your dignity? What if? There are so many reasons and so many lessons that are available to you. But if you're stuck in trying to figure out why a season has come to the end, you're going to be there forever. Seasonal relationships, whether it's a week long, a month long, a year long, or 25 years long, come to teach us how to let go. And the way you heal from the end of a season is to remember the joy that you had. Open yourself to the possibility that a new season is right around the corner. Seasonal relationships, they are not easy at all. But remember this, when the season is over, there's nothing to be fixed, there's no one to blame, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but remember the joy and let go. Thank you for joining me. Next time, we're going to talk about reasons for relationship. That's going to be a really hard one. In the meantime, if you've got a question or a comment, send me a short email or even a 2-minute video that I might share right here on the R Spot. Send your correspondence to Iyanla's Fixins, IYANLAS Fixins, FIXINS @gmail.com. And maybe I'll include your letter or your video in our next episode. See you then.